are smart enough to be here as well. A lot has changed. A lot has changed since I stood on a stage in front of you. Last time I did that, the economy was horrific. People were losing jobs. Nobody wanted to spend money. Nobody wanted to do anything. And I stood here and I said, have faith. Keep going. It will change. The times will change. The economy will change. And your business will change. And that time has arrived right now. If you made it past the past few years, you have no excuse to not make it now and into the future. There is a new Avon, and I can sense it. Can you? Yes. I asked people today earlier, does it feel different to you? What's different? How do you feel? And every one of you said, it feels different. We're more organized. I have more faith. We're going to do it this time, Susie. Well, the truth is, for 130 years, Avon has been doing it. But they have never done it like they're about to do it now. With new leadership, new passion, and new energy, I believe from the bottom of my heart that this company is going to continue to transform in a way that all of you had always dreamt would happen. Whether it's with new product, or new compensation, or new ways for you to make money, it is going to be there for you. However, the key word in what I just said is you. 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 Not me, not even your team, not even the people that you know, but you. This morning, as I was taking pictures with many of you, a lot of you said to me, Susie, since I heard you speak last time, you changed my entire life. You got me out of debt. You made it so I own my home outright. You made it so I could send my kids to school. And I can't tell you how sad that made me. And it made me sad because I didn't do anything. I just stood there and spoke my truth. But it was these women who listened to me. It was these women who took what I said and put it to action. It was these women who changed their own lives, and they couldn't even recognize themselves for doing so. And that's our problem, women. That is our problem. We don't recognize ourselves. We don't honor ourselves. We don't do for ourselves that which we are willing to do for every other person. Yeah, you're willing to go out and make money so that your kids can go to school. You're willing to go out and make money so your kids and your parents and they don't have to be in financial trouble. But I want you to go out there and make money for you. If you really, really want to help your family, then be a role model that says it's fine to take care of yourself. It's fine to do what's right for you. And set that example. So the new Avon will truthfully become the new Avon when you become the new rep. What will make you a new rep? I want you to listen to me for 1 second. I've said this before. You've heard some of the people on stage previously say it. Nobody wants to be sold a bill of goods or any item out there. All people are looking for is to feel your passion and to be so excited about something that they want to purchase it from you. And you have got to see that what you are doing is giving people an opportunity to share in your passion. In your passion. If you could understand that what you are giving is passion and energy to every single person that you meet, and that passion and energy is about a product, you would be amazed at what happened. You know, obviously I started my career a long time ago. And maybe you know my story, maybe you don't, but very quickly, you have to understand that I was a waitress till I was 30 years of age, making $400 a month for 7 years. Then, through a fluke set of circumstances, the customers I had been waiting on for all those years gave me $50,000 to start my own restaurant. Couldn't go to my parents. My mama didn't have a lot of money. My mama, by the way, who was an Avon rep. And, you know, so they gave me $50,000 to start my own restaurant. Didn't know what to do with it. They told me to put it in the local brokerage firm, which was Merrill Lynch at the time. I did so, and to make a very long story short, the financial advisor who was doing my money for me lost all $50,000 in 3 months. Whoa. Ladies, did you not hear one of the representatives say your goal is to go out there and get at least 10 no's a day? What happened to me there is why I stand in front of you today. That no, that money disappearing helped make me Suze Orman. So every time you get a no, you better know that you are walking one step closer to who you are meant to be, because you don't even know who you are meant to be. You don't even know the greatness that resides in you. You don't even know what you're all possible of creating in your own lives, because you're so busy saying no to yourselves. Rather, yes, this is possible. Yes, if they can do it, I can do it. Don't you understand how incredibly special each and every one of you is? Don't you get that? I wish you could stand here and look out at all of your faces and look at you. You're all so incredible. So here I am, having just lost $50,000, and I knew I would never be able to pay these people back. So I thought, I know, I can be a broker, they just make you broker. And I went and applied for a job at Merrill Lynch. This was 1980. And in 1980, there was the women's quota, affirmative action. And they hired me to fill their women's quota. But I was told that women belong barefoot and pregnant, and that I would be fired in 6 months. I love this story. I can never tell it too much. It's Peter Sansevero was the name of the man who told me that. If you ever meet him, say, thank you, Peter. So in my sassy little way, I said, well, how much are you going to pay me to make me pregnant? And he said $1,500 a month. It didn't take me long to realize 6 months, that was $9,000. It would take me over 2 years to make that as a waitress. I took the job. Well, I took the job. I realized what the broker did was illegal. With help from other people, I ended up suing Merrill Lynch while I worked for them because I knew they were going to fire me anyway. And what's so great, ladies and gentlemen, because I sued them, they couldn't fire me. And by the time the suit came to court, I was their number 6 producing broker, and they kept me. But the story I tell you is one because I am you. Maybe I was getting people to buy stocks and bonds and investments. Maybe you are getting people to buy jewelry, perfume, makeup, clothing, bed sheets, whatever it may be. But you understand what we were doing is no different. Our product was different. But I had to get people to say yes to me and give me their money. I had to make 100 cold calls a day to people I did not know to say, give me your money. Somebody you don't know, somebody you've never heard of, give me your money. You think you have it hard? They can see the product that they would get. Me, I had promises. Give me your money and I'll make more money for you. Why did the people go with me? Because I believed in myself. Because I had passion for what I was doing. And I cared about them more than I cared about me. When you put people first, their needs, their expectations, what they want from you, they will always want you. They will always want you. Sometimes maybe you'll come up against somebody and you can sense that they don't want to purchase anything from you. Rather than forcing that sale, what you should do is go, you know what? I don't think you're ready to buy this from me right now. You know, why don't you just wait? And when you're ready, I'll be here for you. I'm here to tell you that person will call you in a week from now. Because what they're wanting is not what you are asking them to purchase. What they are wanting is the connection. The connection of a human to another human. And that is what we are missing in life. New Avon, new time. Why? Number one, years ago, when women were buying these products, they were buying it so they could smell prettier and look prettier, and what else were they doing? They weren't in the workforce then. They couldn't even vote when Avon first started. But today, it is different. Today, we make up more than 50% of the workforce. Today, women many of them are the primary wage earners in their family. Women need time, quick time, to buy something they need because they're so busy working. So now is the time for you to capitalize on their lack of time. They don't have time to go into the stores and to do this and to do that. Just tell me what I need and I'll buy it from you, ladies. And that's what women are looking for. We've also become a society where everything is done on these things. It just drives me nuts when I go out to eat and two people are eating and they're both on their little gadgets. I'm like, really? You could have stayed home and done that. What we are missing today is the human touch. People are longing for that human touch. And while it is true you will have social media campaigns, and all those things may work, and they may work wonderfully, especially for the millennials and those that are younger, we still have baby boomers out there. I stand up here in front of you being 65 years of age. So I am one of those baby boomers, and as proficient and efficient as I am with my little smartphones, there's nothing like when I'm talking to somebody one-on-one. So for the 76 million baby boomers out there, they still want to see your face. They still want their connection with you. I mean, why do we go to certain restaurants? We go to certain restaurants because we like the wait people that wait on us and they make us feel good. You know, why do we go to certain places? Because we're looking for the people connection. Why do you go to Starbucks and waste your money on the Starbucks? You think it's for the coffee? It's not. It's for the connection of the people in that store and the people behind the counter. Why do people purchase from you? They purchase from you because of the connection. Now, how do you connect with them? You connect with them when you love what you are doing. When you are doing what you are doing because you're passionate about it. You know, when I was a financial advisor, there was one product that I loved. It was called single premium whole life insurance, not like the whole life insurance that you see today. It was a replacement for a municipal bond. They outlawed it in '98 because it was the biggest tax loophole ever. But while it was legal, I loved it. And I sold it and had people purchase it every single day. I gave the same sales pitch or spiel, as one of the people said, every day, 5 times a day, word for word, over and over and over again. And every time I did it, I loved doing it. It never got tired. It never felt old. It never felt like, here we go again. It felt like, listen to what I have to say, because if you do what I'm talking to you about, it is going to transform your life and you are going to make money. So listen to me. That's how it felt. But is that how you are when you're talking to somebody about what you want them to purchase? Is it with that passion? Is it with that energy? Is it with that love for the person you're speaking to or with and the products that you want them to buy? If you don't have love and you don't have passion, you won't be here the next conference that we have. But for those of you who love what you're doing, have passion for what you're doing, there is nobody keeping you from being on this stage, being a leader, being one of the top salesperson. It's you that keeps you from being as great as you are meant to be. Now, what's also interesting is this. As I was talking to all of you this morning, I asked you this one simple question. How many of you love doing Avon? Everyone would say, oh, I love it so much. How many of you out there love Avon? How many of you out there love the job that is not Avon, that you have to do 5 days a week to pay your bills? A few of you, but not as many that love Avon. So here's the question I asked them. What is keeping you then from making as much money with Avon or more money with Avon than you make working 5 days a week at a job that you do not like? And the answer to that was, I'm afraid. Fear, shame, and anger are the 3 internal obstacles to wealth. You have got to get over your fear of success. You have got to get over your fear of if you make a move, it will not work. The only way to conquer fear is through action. What action would I like you to take? Do I want you to leave your 5-day-a-week job when you're doing Avon right now and how you're going to pay your bills? No. But do I want you to have that as a goal, if that is something that you would love to do? There are many of you who did applaud that said, I love my 5-day-a-week job. Then stay there and keep loving it. But life is too short to spend 1 day doing something you do not love. If you have a fear, I want you to write down what that fear is. What is your fear that keeps you from being the Avon rep that you want to be? What is your fear? Nobody has to see it. You don't have to share it with anybody. But then I want you to create a new truth that is directly opposite that fear. Maybe your fear is, oh, I'm so afraid because I'm not going to make enough money being an Avon rep. That's my fear. Your new truth would be, I make more money than I will ever need being an Avon rep. Now, that may not be true today, but if you write that truth down 25 times a day, if you repeat that truth silently to yourself while you're looking into the mirror, if you scream that truth 25 times a day in your car while you are driving, I promise you, you will become that truth. Where did I learn that? When I was growing up, I grew up on the south side of Chicago. I was the only white face in a sea of black faces. In fact, it is said that I am a black woman trapped in a white woman's body. And as you Avon reps know, I have the booty to prove it. South side of Chicago, girl, you got junk in your trunk. I'm proud of it. But on the south side of Chicago lived a man by the name at the time, Cassius Clay. Who then became Muhammad Ali. And as a little girl, I had a lot of, I just went for things. So I knocked on his door. Cool. And his wife opened the door, and I said, can I see the man? And she said, well, I guess so. And I went into their house, and I'm talking to him in his basement. They had this beautiful basement with this big TV, biggest one I ever saw. And here's what I asked him. I said, how come you say you're the greatest? You're not the greatest. Why do you always say that? And you know what he said to me? He said, Susie, I say it. So one day, God will look down and say, he thinks he's the greatest. I better make him the greatest. And there was something about that that resonated with me so, I can't tell you. So if you make a new truth as if it's already happened, as if you already are doing and conquering your greatest fear, if you could do that for at least 6 months, you will see an amazing transformation happen. But the thing that will make you the most powerful in life is when you are powerful over your money. You cannot be powerful in life if you're not powerful over it. How you think about it, how you feel about it, and how you act with it. If you want to be successful as an Avon rep, then you can't have credit card debt. You can't have debt, because debt is bondage. And you will never have financial freedom if you have debt. You know what the reps did say to me today? They said, as soon as I got out of debt, I started to make more money. Now, why is that? Because there is a law of money, and it goes like this. Power attracts money. Powerlessness repels it. When somebody is powerful, you want to be around that person. People want to buy from you. People want to do all kinds of things. But when you're powerless, and you're just kind of going around, nobody wants to be around you. You don't really want to be around that person at all. What renders you the most powerless in life? Debt. So you have got to vow that with the money that you are making, It is not there just to send your kids to school. It is not there just for you to buy a home. It is not there just for you to spend on product yourselves. It is there to get you out of debt. Because once you are out of debt, you then have money you can save. Once you have money you can save, you then have money to invest. Once you have money to invest, you make more money. Once you have more money, you're even more powerful. The more powerful you are, the more money you make. The more money you make, the more powerful you are. And here we go, ladies. Now, I have no idea where we are time-wise, because that clock doesn't mean anything to me, because it tells me where we are in time right now, and I don't have a clue where we started or when. So you're just going to have to tell me, whoever's in control of time, how much time you have left. Not my problem. And that's another thing. If you want a picture with me, stop asking me if you can have a picture with me. Take a damn picture with me. You see me in the hallway, come up and say, girlfriend, turn around so I can take a picture with you. Don't stand there and say, I know you're busy, I know you don't have enough time, I know this, I know that. Screw that stuff. Ask for what you want, because you deserve to get it. Got that, everybody? So now they've changed the clock, because I told them what they were doing was wrong. So some of you tweeted questions. Let me hear them.
Is this on? Okay. I've been following you since the 90s.
What is your name?
Oh, my name is Margie Donaldson.
And say it like you mean it.
You know, I've been following you since the 90s.
Well, stop.
She said, say it like you mean it.
That little gesture of a woman saying her name is so hard. A little gesture of a woman standing up and being proud of what she has done is so hard. It's okay. Not me. It doesn't matter. What is your name?
My name is Margie Donaldson. From Phoenix, Arizona.
That's how I want to hear it. Because you are your name. It's your name. It's who you are. And do me a favor, when you shake hands with me, do not give me a limp wrist.
Oh, no.
Give me a powerful touch. Go on, girlfriend.
So I've been following you since the 90s, and I don't think you've aged one bit, so you must be using Avon skincare.
But, hey, now let's talk about that for a second. We need something for the body. You would have no doubt that I'm 65. So give me something for my cellulite, Avon!
Skin so soft, firm and restore body lotion.
No, just go on.
So my question is, Avon offers a representative savings plan. How much money would you recommend that representatives invest every month into that plan?
The question becomes this, right? Number one, truthfully, I'm just going to say this because I believe it. I think Avon really needs to offer a whole new retirement system and setup and everything. Investment club that you each send money in and gets invested, and then it's like we're one big family that way. So here's the question back to you. Do you have any credit card debt?
No, we paid off every month.
All right, do you have any car loan debt?
Oh, yeah.
All right. At what interest rate?
The highest is 1.9 maybe.
All right, so almost 2%. What is the interest rate that they are offering you on the savings plan?
I don't know.
I can tell you it's not almost 2%. Okay? So you are not to put money into savings if you have debt. That money is far better off going to pay off your car loan than for you to save it. Once you've paid off your car loan, which is not tax deductible in most cases, right? Once you've paid off your car loan, now you have more money. Now, do you have an 8-month emergency fund?
Yes.
You do. And where is that at?
VTSNX.
All right, now the question is, are they giving you a higher interest rate than Avon? But you don't know.
No, because
Go on.
it's the Vanguard total stock market.
All right, so you're investing your money. So an emergency fund cannot be invested in the stock market. Because the stock market goes up and the stock market goes down. And if you need money at a time when the stock market is down seriously, you've lost money. So every one of you needs an emergency fund of at least 8 months of expenses that you have to do every month. However, you are not going to be saving an emergency fund until you are totally out of credit card debt. Because you are far better off getting out of debt before you do an emergency fund. Got it? Why is that? Because on your credit cards, you could be paying 8, 9, 10, 20, 30% interest rates. On savings accounts today, you're only making maybe 0.5% or 0.5%. Be careful, everybody. With today's economy, it is very possible that we're going to go into something called negative interest rates, which means you will have to pay the bank to keep your money in the bank. Now, they may not charge you, they may not tell you that's what you're doing, but you'll see fees and things come along that you never had there before. So you need to be smart with your money. What does it cost you to do the Avon? What do they pay you? All these things are things that you need to know before you make a decision. But you are far better off getting yourself out of debt, even if it's at a 2% interest rate, than saving money right now. Got that?
Got it.
You got it. Over here, yes.
Hi, my name is Jill Saylor. I'm from Pennsylvania.
Good.
And my question is, I've been a single mother for the past 10 plus years. When I got divorced, was left with no child support, nothing to help me. So I have 4 children that...
Stop. You were left with no money, child support, 4 kids 10 years ago, and you are still standing. If you can do that, you can do anything in life.
Amen.
Don't you ever forget it. All right, go on.
Okay, thank you for that. So over those 10 years, they were teenagers for those years. They're all grown now, 27 to 21. And I spent all of my money that I made raising them, nothing to save. He left me with a lot of debt that's still there, still working on. But I just want to know now, I'm 50 years old, so I want to start saving for my future. You know, they're all starting to do their own thing. I'd love to help them more, but I know I have to focus on me and my future. But where would I start at this point with pretty much nothing?
So where you would start is by looking first at your financial situation. Debt goes first, then an 8-month emergency fund that you can keep essentially anywhere because nobody's paying interest rates at all. Is this your main source of income, Avon, or do you work somewhere else?
Just Avon.
Just
I've been doing
Avon.
this for 20 years.
And so what you also need to do, even though you've been doing this for 20 years, you need to do it like you have never done it before. You need